Hey YouTube. So I've had this DeWalt 715 for a while. It's a great table saw, 12-inch miter saw. Only the issue with it is it loves to chuck sawdust. As a matter of fact, since this one lives over by my window, I have to vacuum out the window just about every time I cut anything. So I saw on Instagram a post by a gentleman who'd actually taken I believe it's a Bosch. I'll put links down below. But anyway, the basic idea is you take the sawdust attachment for a different saw and slightly modify it so that it will fit your DeWalt 715. It's worked. Boy, it's a lot of effort to get this thing in. Let me show you. This is the standard DeWalt one. Basically, it fits all the way up in here into the hinge of the miter, and basically anything that goes into this hinge. So if you look up in there, this area right back here, anything that goes flying into this area gets sucked up. Everything else, well, you're on your own. So using this mod, you're actually able to put a wider throat in there that's extended further. And also, this is something I made myself with some leather. There is also another link that you'll see. This is for the actual leather part that comes with it. But since I have leather, I decided I'd just make my own because I'm cheap. I had to sand the heck out of this. This is the part that comes out the back. It's got kind of flares here at the end, but it just did not want to fit the back end of my DeWalt. I was afraid I was going to break it. As a matter of fact, I did get a little separation here on the seam. I'm going to just tape that. That'll be fine. This is my attachment. This is just an elbow that attaches so I can put my shop vac on there, and then I just get super suction. So let's talk about something that I had to do real quick. The problem with the DeWalt is it has this massive bar coming off the spring that causes it to, go back up, which is great. Problem is the unit here that I inserted, the throat, is not bent correctly, and it'll whack this. So what I had to do once I sanded it, jammed it in there, is I heated it with my heat gun, and then ever so gently brought it down until it made contact. And basically, as the hot plastic hit this metal area, it not only bent, but it cooled. So it gave me a perfect crease, which I'm pretty proud of that, actually. It's the first time I've actually done vacuum forming, or not vacuum forming, but plastic forming under heat. Yeah, it kind of worked out. The last thing you have to do, and I don't know if my phone's able to see that, but there's a screw. I'll show you in the original throat. There's a screw up in there that holds it. Well, that was kind of a pain in the butt because you got to get it just right and then get it centered. As you can see, it's pretty well centered. So it might be a little bit off, but I can guarantee you it's going to not miss nearly as much as the other one did. So I'll do another video. I'll do a quick test because I'm really curious to see if this works and doesn't fly off and disintegrate. Okay, y'all, I've got the dust attachment attached to my super duper rigid shop vac. I've got my new throat in there. I've got a 1x4 that kind of, I don't know what I cut that with, but it needs some straightening. So let's get loud. Well, I have to say I am impressed, because usually I'd be cleaning this window out, and you can see there is some sawdust, but boy, considering I just went through this pretty sawdusty 1x4, all I get is a little bit of splintering action here. Yeah, this is good because, man, I'm gonna tell you what, you go through some lumber in this thing, and you have to stop every now and again because you just can't see anything from the amount of dust. So I'll put some links below. That way you guys don't have to dig through 3,000 Instagram photos like I did to get some idea on this. I'll put the parts list. It took me a while. Most of it was grinding the plastic off. There is also, when you see the part, there's also like a little connection tab that comes with it, that for the other saw. Unfortunately, you can't use that on the DeWalt, so that has to be completely sanded off. But you'll see that in the photos from the other person that did this mod. My thanks to him and to another person who actually designed it. Pretty good for the amount of time I spent. I'll spend less time cleaning, and hopefully my time will all add up in the end. All right, see ya.